I absolutely cannot explain it. And if you can, please put it in the comments below. There's nothing but good news as far as I can tell this morning, but the NASDAQ is down and Tesla is down. I'm confused, but maybe things will turn around later in the day. Maybe they won't. I don't know. I can tell you one thing for sure. Tesla stock is likely to be all over the place. Now, it may never be in the green again today as it's down $4 right this second, but maybe it'll be heavily in the green and then drop again as the Cybertruck event takes place later today. Well, of course, Elon is bigger news overnight than even the Cybertruck is. But there's huge amounts of support for Elon from the community on X this morning. People are calling for boycotts of Disney and others that are boycotting X. Others are supporting X by signing up for Premium Plus overnight. But at least in these opening moments, the stock is down. So some other folks are not so happy, maybe with what Elon said, or maybe it's just folks that are trying to guess what's going to happen ahead of time with regard to a typical announcement day for Tesla, which is often down the next day. You know, when you got too much anticipation of a certain move in the market, then people are going to try to get ahead of it. And sometimes that can reverse what normally happens. So we could have a down day today, and maybe we'll have an update tomorrow that will reflect what anyway, I think you get what I'm talking about. So the 10-year, now see, this is where it gets even more confusing. The 10-year bonds are down with yields up strongly this morning. Profit taking on the PCE news, I don't know. I can't figure it out. The headline numbers came in better than expected on the month-over-month basis. Zero change, zero, no change on the headline number month over month. Anyway, this is Randy Kirk. You might have already known that. Anyway, hit like, subscribe, and notify. I am going to be all over the place all day today. I'm going to be over on Herbert's broadcast later this morning. You might want to check in on that. I'm going to try to stream it on my own channel as well. But if that doesn't work, then you could check out on Herbert if you want to watch the entire thing through the eyes of some folks like me and Herbert and others that might be on that stream. Anyway, also, you want to get your, this is Cybertruck Day, so it's a perfect day to buy these. $25 for one, $45 for two, $65 for three. Please add $20 if you're outside the United States. And also, please remember to put down whether you want camo or whether you want the regular stainless steel. And, like if you're buying 10, you might want 5 of each or something like that, okay. And then I already said, put $20 on there if you're outside the US. Okay. PCE headline, month over month. I just said it, zero change. Core, 2% month over month. So that's a 2.4% year over year run rate. The year over year came down to 3% from 3.4%. And the core came down to 3.5%. It had been 3.7% last month. Most of those numbers are in line with what was expected, but the month over month PCE headline amount was not. Now, prices, some of these were not even guessed, but prices for goods decreased 0.3. Oh, decreased. What decreased? Oh, deflation. We have goods deflation of 0.3%. Prices for services increased by 0.2%. Food prices increased by only 2.2%, and energy prices decreased by 2.6%. Prices, this is those were all the month over month. No, I'm sorry, those were the headline numbers. Prices for goods increased 0.2%. Price for service increased 4.4% year over year. That's what it is. And food prices increased 2.4%, and energy prices decreased 4.8% year over year. Crudeflation this morning is at 2.87%, and that is roughly flat compared to the last few days. Then I mentioned this last night, but here's a little more detail. Eurozone inflation also surprised on the low side. And France's economy is now in negative territory this quarter. Headline inflation there fell to 2.4% on a 12-month basis. Core, which excludes food, energy, and tobacco in Europe, was still at 3.6%. Like the Fed, the European Central Bank targets 2% as a healthy inflation level. With all that good news on inflation, you might expect bond yields to be dropping further, but you'd be wrong. Last check, they were up over 6%, 6 basis points. That's, the total number is still super low compared to the 5% it was a while back. We'll look at the numbers here in a few seconds. The NASDAQ also was now dropping. We'll be looking at that also. All right, CNBC also reporting weekly jobless claims rose to 218,000, an increase of 7,000 from the previous period, though slightly below the 220,000 estimate. Continuing claims, which run a week behind, surged to 1.93 million, increase of 86,000, and the highest level since November of 2021. So a lot of folks look at that as being more indicative of the labor market overall in terms of layoffs that are folks not being able to find a job after they have been laid off or after they've quit or whatever. Barron's, well, that's what these are layoffs. Barron's, you can look at Tesla. Oh, these, okay. Elon said a lot of stuff yesterday in his hour-long interview besides what, the big headline number that I reported on last night. The headline statement that he made about telling Disney and other boycotters that, what they could do with themselves. Okay, here's a few other of his statements last night, and these are all from Barron's. You can look at Tesla as many companies in one, said Musk. Yeah, we know that. Our supercharging network was its own, if it was his own company, would be a Fortune 500 company by itself. The Fortune 500 list is what what that is. To make that list requires $7 billion in annual revenue. So Tesla supercharging revenue is at least $7 billion. He also said, I disagree with the idea of unions for a reason that is different than you may expect, said Musk. I think unions naturally try to create negativity in a company and create a sort of lords and peasants situation. Musk prefers a situation where everyone eats at the same table, he said, where workers and managers are in alignment. To that point, Musk said that many line workers at Tesla get stock-based compensation, and several have become millionaires through their Tesla holdings. There's just no doubt about this. My business, I had just 100 employees, but we were family. And I know the difference when there's a union. It's us versus them. And it just has to be that way when all of a sudden you've got a union head that is saying horrible things, and you've got union stewards and stuff saying horrible things about management. People said horrible things about me in my company, and they'd be finding another job. Musk isn't convinced that controversies on X impact Tesla. Well, I don't know. This morning might be at least a momentary impact. It could be part of it. He says, you can hate my guts. You could not trust me. It is irrelevant. With respect to Tesla, we make the best cars. Do you want the best car or do you not want the best car? So, that's his position. I guess that's how he's running the company. I have a slightly different opinion on that. I think it's always better that you try to, without giving up your character, that you try to appeal to the broadest audience you possibly can. All right. This is from Sawyer Merritt this morning. He says Tesla now has 40,000 employees worldwide, with 70,000 in the U.S. alone. At the end of 2022, Tesla only had 127,000. So that is up significant. I'm sorry, I might have said 40,000 employees worldwide. Something was in the way. That was 140,000 employees worldwide. Half of those are in the U.S. And last year they had 127,000. So up about 10%. In response to Biden's lack of support, Elon said, Tesla has created more manufacturing jobs than all of the other automakers combined. Elon Musk said that by selling more electric vehicles than other car makers combined, he has done more for the environment than any human on Earth. The launch of the Cybertruck Thursday will be the biggest product launch of anything by far on Earth this year. Well, there's been a lot of news about the Cybertruck front-running the event, and some of it is likely to be hugely misinformed. Some of it indicating lower ranges than people were hoping for, especially when towing. Anyway, I've not been reporting on any of it because I'm just going to wait for the real numbers today. But one that I did like is that there is some evidence that there might be handovers of the Cybertruck to some customers at the showrooms. And I predicted that months ago. I think that would be excellent marketing if they would take cameras out to the various locations, show them on the big screen, let us see the handovers taking place all around the country. I think that would be fun. All right, let's take a look at what the market is doing now on this weird day. We will start as usual with Tesla. It was down more, but it's still down $2.24. NASDAQ is down $27, while the Dow Jones is up 254. Now that would be, the reset that I've been looking for. I wonder where the Russell is this morning. I'll see if I can check that for you in a minute. But the S&P is up a tiny bit. Let's give you the percentages because some people like to hear those. The percentages are that Tesla is down 1%. The S&P is up 0.08. The NASDAQ is down 0.18%, and the Dow Jones is up 0.73%. So all over the place, we've got the Magnificent Seven all down, except for Microsoft, which is barely up. Nope, it's down now too. So complete red on all of the Magnificent Seven this morning. Tesla leading the way, but not by much. And all of it is starting to turn, it looks like to me, maybe. Okay, and the Cathie Woods are almost all down as well. A little bit of green here, but not very much. Let's go on ahead and look at the. I'm just flabbergasted. I think all of this will change by the end of the day. I think we'll be seeing. This is just me. I would be betting on this. If I was back in my day trading, I would be buying. And this is not investment advice. Do not follow my advice. I'm not an investment advisor, but I would be a buyer this morning. Across the board, probably even bonds, which I've never bought in my life. Okay, so where are we? Bonds are up 7 basis points. I just can't explain it. 7 basis points on the 10-year. Let's go ahead and look at the others. We have got the 2-month is up barely, not even 1 basis point. We've got the 2-year up 6 basis points. And again, the 10-year is up 7 basis points, but still, it's only at 4.34. We're not talking about crazy here. But I would certainly have thought on this news this morning, it would be down. Now, maybe I missed something, but I went into the PCE report itself and read their news release. And maybe there's something I missed. I'll go back and look and report later if there's something I'm missing here. But I don't see any headlines or anything else that's telling me I missed anything. So oil is up another $1 at 78.89. Some headlines are saying this morning, it's going up because, of the OPEC decision later today. Well, no, we're still under $80, so I'm not counting that as being very much up. Gold is finally falling a little this morning, taking a little profits this morning at 2,033, but still way up compared to where it was. Copper this morning at up just a little bit, up 0.37%. At $3.80. We have got the Bitcoin dropping a tiny bit, but still sitting at 37.7. We've got the dollar down a little tiny bit this morning, not much. And as mentioned, now we've got the S&P futures down. So I'm sorry, I'm just so confused here. And I am looking at, I was going to look for the Russell. The Russell is up 0.16, so not really any significant change there. Okay, so there you have the market this morning. I don't know what to tell you. So let's look at the rest of the day. At 11 o'clock, I will be joining Herbert on his channel, but maybe also streaming on this channel as well. I'll try to make some announcement about that later this morning if I know more before 11 o'clock. Otherwise, you can look for me by going over to Herbert's or you can check my channel and see if it's happening there as well. Probably be a little after 11, but around 11. At 12 is when the event starts. No, that's not true. Unless everything is crazy today, they will start that event at about 12:20. It's almost always 20 minutes late, maybe even a half hour late. Who knows? Maybe they'll start on time. That would be a huge difference. If there's any breaking news, I will do additional videos this morning or this afternoon. I will probably do my own video this afternoon after after the event, after I get done with live streaming with Herbert. I will probably put together a 15-minute video for you guys that will summarize what I saw taking place at the event. That might come out around California time, around 2 o'clock. We'll see. And then at around 5 o'clock, we'll have normal Good News Wednesday, where I will talk about all of this with Brad Ferguson, who will now be the co-host on Good News Thursday. I hope I hope all that's clear. You know what I'm going to say. You can join Patreon right now and get on Cybertruck Thursday. You can be ordering a free Cybertruck by virtue of joining Patreon at the $10 level. Thank you I think 4 folks have signed up in the last couple of days. So thank you very much for those 4. I could use a lot more. So join at the $5 or the $10 level if you're getting value. If you're not getting value, don't join. If you can't afford it, if you can't afford $5 a month, don't join. Only those who are both can afford it and getting value. Those are the folks I would think could put in $5 or $10 a month and help support the channel. I'm not going to go broke without it. I just want to let you know that. But I do want to get paid what the value is for what we're doing here. And if you don't think there's any value, then okay, I get it. Don't do it. All right. And then if you don't want to join Patreon, but you do want a Cybertruck, $25 for 1, $45 for 2, and $65 for 3. You've probably got that memorized. And you send that to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. And you add $20 if you are not in the United States. Lots of orders from all over the world, by the way. I was starting to ship a bunch of the orders. My shipment finally came in that USPS lost. And a lot of the orders are for Belgium and for the United Kingdom and for Australia and for Canada. It's all over the world. Lots and lots of orders. So place your order today. Extra $20 will get it to you wherever you are in the world. And then mention stainless or camo. All right. That's what we really want to know. Make sure you put that in. Otherwise, it's going to slow down your order. I've got about 8 orders right now that I can't ship because people are not getting back to me by email, letting me know which way they want to go on that. All right. I think that's all of the housekeeping this morning. And one last time, I'm going to look at Tesla, which at this point is still down, but only down $1.88. It has been moving up. It was down as much as $4, and now it's down as much as $4. Now it's down $1.88. The S&P has turned green again. It is going to be it's already a weird day. This is your weird host, Randy Kirk. It's been great talking to you.